Yeah, so we are now concluding customers. So lesson 16 is the conclusion to customers, meaning lesson 17 and so forth will be looking at competitors. So with this lesson, we are going to be done on customer analysis as an element of the micro environment. In the previous lesson, we discussed 1 day only. So we're actually doing a case study on 1 day only and the experiences that one would have if they would shop on the website for 1 day only. I looked at all the 8 antecedents and how they could affect me as a customer as I go to that site. And now we are going to look at the buying process, asking ourselves as brands, like, what is it that customers go through when they are buying something? What are the emotions involved? Imagine when you are trying to buy something online and all of a sudden the page takes long to load, or when you are applying for a course online, you are enrolling online, or when you are applying for a job and you can't find where the apply button is. There are emotions involved. You get frustrated. And when everything is working so perfectly well, there are also emotions involved. You get so happy. There is joy, like, oh, wow, this was too fast. Everything is seamless. I went to payment and the payment was processed instantly and I got what I wanted. I'm receiving all the notifications that the order has been processed, the order has now been dispatched, and so forth. So you need to understand the buying process and how it contributes to the whole customer experience. And when I talk about customer experience, of course, you also look at customer journeys. So it ties up to psychology. It's always crucial to understand customers' minds. So psychology plays an important role in convincing the customer to complete a sale. And a successful digital marketer understands the tricks of applying the psychology of emotion into any digital marketing strategy. When it comes to social media, digital marketers follow the trend of sharing content pieces without even tracking the levels of engagement that each share receives. This needs to be addressed, and digital marketers are encouraged to start applying the science of psychology that cares for the emotions of the consumer. As discussed in the previous lesson, a consumer is an important variable when analyzing a brand's digital environment. It's always crucial. A frustrated customer is not good for the brand, guys. So you need to make sure that a customer is not frustrated. If they are frustrated, they are not going to complete a sale. So the capacity of social media has become uh, important as a means of communication and interacting online, and also as a source of peer recommendations. The capacity of social media platform to display our personal feelings is extensive. People go on social media to vent if they've got a terrible experience with a brand. And through their venting, they can recruit others to hate you, to boycott you as a brand. So it's always crucial to understand how customers feel, emotions that comes with it. They can even tag you. They can even use vulgar. You guys are bullshit. So it is always crucial to make sure that the experience that customers are getting on your website or digital platforms are associated with positive emotions such as joy, such as happiness. so that they can recommend you they can recommend others to you. Otherwise, if they are frustrated, they are going to recruit others to hate you. I'm not going to talk much on persona because I discussed it in the previous lesson. However, I'm going to discuss the buying process. So you need to understand what is it that customers go through, people go through when they are buying something. The steps that a consumer generally takes when making a buying decision are known in marketing as the buying process. A standard model of consumer purchasing decision includes knowing what is it that you need. So first of all, for example, if there's no bread at home, you want to have breakfast, you need to understand that you need bread. And if you realize that there's no bread in the house, what do? You look for information. Do I need Albany? Do I need blue ribbon? What is it that I need? What kind of a bread do I need? Where am I going to get that bread? Once you have that information, then you evaluate your choices. Oh, there's Albany, there's Sasco, there's this, there's that. Oh, okay, I'm going to go with Sasco. Then you make a purchase. Then once you make a purchase, you eat that bread. Once you eat that bread, you then evaluate whether that bread was nice or it was not nice. If it was nice, you are going to buy it again. If it was not nice, you are going to look at other options. So at each stage, the purpose from both the buyer's and the supplier's perspective is a particular outcome. So you want people to be aware that you have got bread because they need bread. You want people to generate interest in that bread, to be interested in that bread. So they are not just aware that you have got bread as Albany, but you also, or as Sasco, but you also want them to be interested in that bread. You also want them to evaluate and favorably pick you as Albany, and you want them to try it, test it. Once they've tried it, and once you want them to adopt it to become a daily bread that they can get from you. So this set of outcomes, sometimes known as the hierarchy of response model, has been considered in digital marketing by Chaffee and Smith, the guys that you are using, as our essential textbook. They see it in those steps: problem recognition, information search, evaluation, decision, action, and then post-purchase. Why does this matter from a digital marketing point of view? This matters because you have to be there as a brand when people at each stage, for example, when people are recognizing the problem, you must be there. When people are searching for information, you must be there and make sure your information is available. When people are evaluating their choices, you must be there and make sure they choose you. When people make decisions, you must be there. When people are buying, you must be there and support them through that. Give them options, buying options, card options, cash options, and so forth. Post-purchase, even after people have bought from you, you must be there. Give them loyal cards, smart shopper cards, so that they can come back. You are pushing retention there. So you must be there at each and every stage. How are you there? If people are not aware of your product, make them aware. So you generate awareness. Once people are aware, you generate interest, make them aware of the specifics of that product, be it the features, the benefits, the accessories, and so forth. Then the moment they are aware of you and they are looking for intermediaries, make sure that you are giving them a range of options on where they can find you. I've seen it with Hisense. They've got a bunch of their intermediaries on the side, like you can get this phone from MTN, you can get this phone from, so meaning that MTN are supplying us with the product, Vodacom, and so forth. When they select the product, assist them with purchase decision. Once they purchase, facilitate the purchase. And then, of course, once they're done, can also support use and return business. It's always crucial. Otherwise, when you are lost into that, you are not going to get a sale using digital marketing. Then, of course, you cannot talk about the buying process if we do not understand multi-channel buying models. You need to understand what influence people to buy and from which channels are these people buying from. So it is imperative to recognize that a user journey through digital platform is only part of a wider customer experience which involves multi-channels. The importance of multi-channel strategy should also be built into assessing customer behavior and their perception of the online customer experience. The importance of digital channel in influencing the overall digital customer was discussed already on multiple occasions. However, since digital interaction often happens with limited customer experience of digital platforms, brands and designers should understand how they can develop trusting relationships and target audience through the use of multi-channel strategies. It is always crucial. Therefore, the steps that a customer generally takes when making a buying decision is also known as the buy product process, and it's always crucial to understand each and every decision a customer takes, and this is where psychology plays in. When you are devising a strategy, you need to understand what is it that goes through people's minds, what are the emotions involved. Otherwise, those emotions are going to have a role in they're going to have a role in how the customers are going to talk about you, uh, you know, within the digital environment. Are there any questions, any comments so far? So we are done with customers, as I said, meaning that in the next lesson, we are going to do competitor analysis. We are going to be looking at competition because competition is also part of competition is part of the microenvironment and contributes to the trading environment of an organization. If you do not have competition strategies, chances are that you might find it very difficult for you to coexist with your competitors, and all of a sudden you are of business.